Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. And when I was at the APA show in Las Vegas last week, or now 2 weeks ago, I guess, a young gentleman, and I'm using that term loosely, asked me a question about how he could engrave on two sides of a tumbler or a cylinder or a cup and have one of the engravings equal to the embossed part. Now this looks like it's a little bit off, and it might be, but I didn't know 100% sure it was going to work, but it did, and it will. And how to do this. And we talked to some pretty smart people about it, and they couldn't really figure it out. And I got home and figured it out. So I'm going to take one of my names out of here. I'm just going to start over. My cup is 8 3/4 inches around, and I measure everything with a Yeti. I measure everything with an IKEA tape, a paper tape you can get for free at IKEA. So we're going to make this that size, 8.75 around. We're going to hit P on the keyboard, put it in the center of the page. I've done a video on this on how to get these two parts equal. One, you can bring in an indexing line and hit P, but you don't really have to if you have snap to. Let's zoom in here a little bit. You take your 2-point line and go to the midpoint. It'll show midpoint. Go up here to that edge and it says node. Node to midpoint again. Node to midpoint again. And what you're doing, you're breaking your engraving surface into two equal parts. We're going to delete that. Now we're going to bring in my name, and I'm going to rotate it back to 0. And I'm going to center it on my new crosshairs. And if you have snap to, it should snap right to it. Control D and make a duplicate and move it over till it snaps to the center. And if I was doing this for real, I would zoom in and double check my center. And see, I didn't get on it. So now we're on the dead center. Now you can get rid of these lines. Now we need to take our rectangle and turn it from a hairline, which I draw in, to anything above a hairline like 0.5, so the laser would actually engrave it. Now we're going to rotate both these 270 degrees, which is opposite of what you would think, but on this type of tumbler in the machine, and I guess I erased that picture. Let's import it again. In the machine, sorry about that. I guess I erased it. So when you import it in the machine, or when you put it in the machine, your drive wheels are down here, so you need to have the dug facing that away. Then what I did, I took the tape, and let's say this is our embossing part. This is the whole key. This is what we want to engrave right on top of. And I actually think I am, but I think if you have a Fusion, you can open the door and you can see if this is a right angle. If you can't open your front door, you could mark another line, divide the glass into 40 or quarters, and put you another line and make sure you're top dead center. You could actually do it with your red dot pointer if you have one. Then you'd put your machine on, laser, focus it, turn on your red dot pointer, jog it to where you want to go, and you do center engraving. But here's the key. I'm going to have to erase all the pictures. Well, I guess I don't. For the video, you wouldn't, when you're doing it, you wouldn't have the pictures and the other embossing in it. I'm going to go to Docker's Object Manager. So we have the two images and a rectangle and two artistic text. Well, we have three because we have that embossed word up there. So now we only have two. So we're going to create a new layer right here, create a new layer. Take the rectangle and move it to the new layer. And then so now your rectangle is not in here. Click right here to disable the print. So the rectangle will not print, but the laser in the rotary device will turn it enough to think it is. So if you start right here, and this is your top dead center, the laser in the rotary device is going to spin to where it can engrave this word. And I would almost guarantee this will work. Now just keep in mind, if you're using a tumbler or a cup and you need to measure your drive wheels for your distances around here, because this is the part that the laser doesn't know that the cup's not cylindrical. The laser is going to turn this. So if this thing was 12 inches up here, then you need to draw a 12-inch box. I hope that's clear. But anyway, I hope it helped him a little bit, and thank you for watching.